I'm really
Hello.
happy. What the hell? That's very good. Sorry, I timed that.
William.
I love you, Ollie.
William.
Hello.
I ask for one thing.
No, you
A
don't.
semi-competent introduction to the stream.
You do not ask for that. At any
Does
point.
not happen.
You've never asked for that.
I've asked with my heart
Never been requested at
and
all.
my soul.
I feel lied to now. All I was told was fuck up every introduction as much as possible, and everything will be fine.
You expect
Conspiracy.
too much of us.
Yeah, well. The only person asking what the hell now is the audience. We're about to enjoy some D&D Under a Dark action as soon as my internet doesn't shit itself. I'm having some problems today, so the stream might be a little more bad than normal. But that's fine, because it's already really good, so it'll just even out to average. Yeah.
What a
Last
segue.
session, you guys went to Paradise, a gnomish slave trading settlement and casino settlement. So you know, all the funs. Where you made some friends, made some enemies, killed a man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh,
He brought his
rekilled
body into the town.
No one saw it happen.
it. And then, like, dissected it for information.
I don't think I have dissected it yet. I just looked at
was
it.
implied that
Yeah.
you were going to.
Yeah, but I haven't yet.
Yeah. The setup
Yeah.
was done. You stripped him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we just went for a bath.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. That's literally it. You put
Totally reasonable.
You put the assassin in the morgue. There's no one working the morgue until the morning, so you went
That's right,
to
yeah.
enjoy the hot springs in Paradise, which is where we ended. Which means this is a hot spring episode, at least for now. So I suppose the question is, what do you guys want to do?
Take a bath.
Yeah,
Continue to take
Can
a
I
bath.
roll for splashes?
if you want to start a splash fight, that is a ranged weapon attack.
Absolutely.
I will absolutely flash fight you 100%.
No, none of you are
My
wearing your armor right
proficiency in
now.
splashing.
No.
What? I've been doing it since I was this high.
Do you have proficiency in improvised weapons? No.
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 Water's improvised.
Water is an improvised weapon.
Alright, I rolled it with advantage, but I think it's fair.
Yeah, well,
It's like the one time you roll with advantage, you'd be like, yeah, no, that's fine.
yeah.
Can I use strength to roll my splashes?
If you wish to roll a strength splash, that's okay.
Oh, Rofi is fucking good at this game.
No!
Save. Get your save out of here.
Oh, cheating.
That's true. That's true.
You have proficiency in that shit, you bastard.
How you like that?
Oh,
then?
fuck.
How'd you like them appies?
Look, I asked for it by asking you to reroll.
It's
So,
true.
My own fault.
I like the idea
It's like-
of Yuna and Rakav starting a splash fight and Rofi
It's like
joining
really
in
chill.
very efficiently, and then Voss shuts everyone down and just... He just does the thing where you like swish the arm in front of you and the wave hits everyone. Bam! Defeated. Now, because it's in the rules of D&D, if you get back to resting within an hour, you do continue to use your long rest. So technically you're resting right now, and you need a couple more hours of rest before you're ready for the day. Which means you can
Go back to the room.
do whatever.
Hot tub is nice, but eventually, I don't want a wrinkle. Wrinkly lumps is a little bit too much.
Wrinkly lumps.
Wrinkly lumps. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm gonna go back up to the room.
Cool.
Back to the room.
Very sensible. What's that?
Dry off all my clothes.
Oh, that's smart.
I don't need to do that because I just remembered I'm still naked.
Yep.
You
Everyone
are
did.
still.
So I'm gonna put my clothes back on and then go back to the room.
Boo.
Hao is very disappointed.
How is
I
not
have
here?
fun.
Hao is disappointed because he doesn't get to see Voss walk through the casino naked.
There's absolutely like as we said, it is Hokkaido from Hitman. There's back routes through the halls unless you want to walk through the casino naked. Which
I think you and I
would
both
be in
know
the
that-
spirit of the place
Yeah.
to do so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything any of you
Ooh,
want to
attract
do sort of
unwanted attention.
anything any of you guys want to do sort of during the rest of your rest before the place wakes up in a very even more than Underdark fashion. This is a place that never sleeps, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give the that poison drip dagger thing to Rofi and just see if there's anything magical about it. Ask him if he can. Can you do that thing with the pearl where you determine whether or not this is a thing that's magical?
Not today.
Tomorrow, then we'll talk.
Yes.
Never mind.
Now sleep.
The ritual.
I'm
Oh,
going to.
there you go.
So I'll ask Gopi if I can borrow the pearl and then
Yes.
cast the ritual.
That's nice. Shared
The whole process.
reagents.
Caring is caring.
The knife is not magical. Neither is the poison. It's all mundane.
Cool.
Very nice though.
46 poison was very nice.
Yes.
Not for Voss.
Not for Voss. Voss is fine. He months back.
Yes, I was trying to remember whether you did get that poison or not, and you
It's
did.
springy.
You sort of
Yeah.
you
You got
took
one
it
vial.
from the knife.
Yes.
That's Yeah, the knife, if I remember correctly, is, it's not magical, but it is designed to be a poisonous knife. It's not as much as a poison injection knife, but it's, it's a poisonous knife. It's meant to hold poison quite efficiently. But nothing fancy other than that, other than how incredibly fancy it is.
Well, one thing then, once I know that it's mundane, I am going to actually take the one pouch of crushed void glass that I have and mix it in with the poison.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a bad day with that.
Someone's gonna be very upset. It might be me. We'll see.
You just sit down awkwardly and you're like, oh no. You ever have a pen explode in your pocket?
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Give me a horrible 3.5 flashback.
Just don't roll any natty ones. Just avoid the natty ones.
Yeah.
The chance to poison yourself is always fucking stupid. Also,
Poison
have you guys ever washed a pen? Like in the washing machine?
Yes!
Yeah.
Many
Yeah, I
times.
do that a lot.
Rip.
I'm glad I've never done that. It sounds like it's terrible.
It is terrible.
Also,
It's not terrible if you want to tie-dye all your clothes one color.
Ollie, as a mechanical question, this poison dagger, is it possible to use it as a parrying dagger?
No, parrying daggers are designed to
figured
be.
that was the case, I'm
they're
not sure
shaped
about-
differently. Nah,
I'm just not sure about
but
the
this is
design of it.
definitely one of those things where if you wanted to use this poisonous dagger in the future, I may give you some sort of bonuses for it.
Okay.
For like specific
shall
moments and
talk.
things. Yes. Righty. You rest up in your very fancy room. And your room's actually more or less soundproof, but even then you can sort of feel the vibrations of activity in Paradise. When you do wake up, open the balcony, even though your balcony actually looks out into the fungal forest and not into Paradise, you can hear the chatter, the fountains, the people trying to sell things. But even then, in Paradise, they're not obnoxious about it. It's a very high showmanship kind of thing. What are your plans for the day? I know your core mission is to go to the Azet Enclave, but there's a lot of things you could do in Paradise.
Oh.
I think we're gambling.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, back down to the casino.
How much money do we want to put down on a 1v1 game of Trader's Run?
Like I said, I think it
math
was a
is
you know
100.
a 10 to 100 to like 1,000 if you really wanted.
Oh, I didn't know 1,000 was an option. We don't have 1,000 anymore.
We don't have 1,000 yet.
Yeah.
Oh
500 is
no.
an option?
Yeah.
500 is an option?
Oh, I'm sure you could do 500 because really the way Trader's Run go, because it's not head by anyone, it's you kind of challenge each other to this much money basically, right?
I will give.
It might take you some time to find someone willing to play a game for 500 gold, but that's fine. Gloss over that.
I think based on the fact that
I'll give Ratcast 500 gold.
We are just inciting more assassins. Just more.
No.
Do you say that
No, we're
in
the
character
assassins.
in the casino?
No.
I would have loved that. That would have been great for me.
all right, I want to find someone to play Trader's Run against for 500 gold.
It takes a bit of time, but eventually you do find a drow mage who is willing to play. She is enticed by your willingness to barter so much money on a game, and will play.
Okie dokie.
Give me a roll. I'm gonna roll my dice.
You're gonna roll up.
I'm gonna roll a 1.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah. I was real scared when that one was coming around.
Yep, me too. Me too.
I mean, then it just comes down to modifiers, so...
Yeah, do I have a plus 17?
Yeah.
Trader's Run. They are not very happy that they lost, but they will give you the currency, and they will it's like at the end of a game where you're like, good game, but you're like, good game, and kind of slide over a big coin purse and get up.
Thank you for the game. It was an absolute pleasure, and very sincerely, you did play very well. Thank you.
And
She
he
storms
bows. Later. Take the money.
We'll probably play one more game before we head off.
Oh,
If you
no.
want to do 1,000.
Okie dokie.
You are tempting fate.
There's only a 10%
18.
chance that you get fucked, so it's all good.
Right?
Sure, let's fucking do it. Why not? Sure.
When it becomes, you're hanging around the Trader's Run part of the casino, which I imagine has beautiful statues of the game pieces on the walls. And you're like, I want to play a game for 1,000. It takes a bit of time until actually one of the gnomes working there, wearing an outfit very similar to Hal's, but noticeably a different gnome.
Can I insight check him?
I was literally
Sure.
just about to say the same thing.
Let's all fucking insight. This is risky business. I want insight checks here from everybody because mine was bad. Thank you, boss.
It does seem that he's walking up to you because you've been winning so much. You are aware that the people who work in the casino, they do try to make sure you don't cheat. That ruins the fun for everyone. So it seems that he's kind of willing to play with you to see whether you're cheating or not.
He's basically, he's trying to see if Rakath is cheating.
Yeah.
Which I'm not.
Which I'm fairly certain there's, both in and out of character, fairly certain there's no way he can tell with portents.
Based on the fact that it's divination, I'm willing to risk it.
What happens if they have ported too?
That was my next thought, literally.
Whoever declares it first, because you can't port into portents for the same roll. Because it's before they roll.
Ooh.
Which,
Yes.
Unless,
Aaron, I'm
Yeah.
assuming that you're saying that I'm gonna roll an 18 plus my modifier.
right, but then the risk is if he does have portents, then he's basically rolling with like triple advantage, which is fine. Because he might not beat an 18, but still.
No, because you have to declare portents before you roll.
Yeah.
So it's not triple advantage. Like lucky
No, but what I'm
advantage.
saying is if he already has portents,
Right, but okay, yeah.
then Ollie would have to roll them and see what they are. And then
True.
also, so he wouldn't roll the other one. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Basically, he would have 2 chances to roll a good number.
Yeah.
He might not even have
It would
fucking
be,
portents.
like,
I'm just saying.
There is always a chance.
Yeah.
But anyways,
My question is, do I want to take drugs and see if he's using magic to cheat himself?
Well, that'll show up.
They say it does show up, but they say that they allow
Those
it
drugs.
in whatchamacallit, Paradise. They allow the drugs in Paradise, but they don't allow it to go to Narashiro.
that's true, they did say that. But the question is, do they allow you to use it in the facility?
I don't risk 1,000.
Can I
Man.
can I ask a random? Am I allowed to do Aether Crystal here?
You like ask like a random person kind of like watching the tables and they're like,
No.
you're allowed to use whatever you will as long as it's not going to give you any sort of advantage in any of the games. Aether Crystal shouldn't give you an advantage on Traitor's Run.
Excellent. Thank you. So yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Can you give me a Constitution save, please?
Oh no. Yes, he was addicted.
Can turn to will saves eventually.
Okay, you use this. This place looks beautiful under Aether Crystal usage because it's not a magical place, but some magic has been folded into, there's the floors enchanted to never get dirty and things like that. So there's enough magic to make it quite intense. You do see the eyes of this gnome are enchanted, most likely to give him some kind of, maybe even a detect magic. Like he's cast a spell on himself before walking over, most likely is what you think. You can almost kind of see him concentrating on it.
Okay.
And I suppose you know what school of magic it is.
I do.
You do, which means I need to know what type of school of magic it is.
If it's detect magic, it's divination.
It's divination.
Okay.
You ready to play?
A very loud motorcycle going out by my house. Anyways, yes.
I'll let the party know that he's just like,
Detecting magic.
probably it's all it is.
How do you do that without him hearing? Because he's right here, sitting with Rakath, about to play a game.
We'll just do it out loud
Well, of course he is.
in front of his face.
Of course he is. He's.
I'll wave to him. I'll smile while I say it.
You must understand that such a winning streak and increasingly large bets is curious.
I'm just feeling.
Well, we have
very
more money.
lucky.
Well, I suppose we'll see who wins the game, and that will decide what's what.
I think so. This'll be fun. Also, do you know how?
I know how to play Trader's Run, yes.
No. The person who works here. How?
I know him as well, yes.
He's such a delight. He was so kind to us yesterday.
I'm
Anyways,
glad that you are enjoying your time in paradise.
I
Let's
hope
just
you are
that it
as
is
well.
All above board.
Of course.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
He's
Oh,
gonna
no.
he's gonna play. He moves his
All right.
first piece. Doom. Do you
Carefully,
roll,
my priestess.
Raka?
Am I rolling, Aaron? Yes.
Wait, no. Wait. Are you giving him the 18
Roll
or you
18.
just?
Yeah, he rolls 18.
Oh,
Okay.
my modifier is
It's
plus
18.
5, so I have
Can
23.
you please give me a deception roll, Raka?
Ooh.
Me? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no. He
Here's the
can
question:
tell.
do I know that Yuna's doing anything? Do I just think I've been winning?
I think you are aware that she's been using her portents to assist you. You have
Am
been
I?
talking about it. Yes.
It was literally the plan in the.
Yeah, you guys talk about it and you go
Every
gambling
other
deliberately
time
because she can do that.
losing. And not him winning, technically.
Yes. You do win. In fact, he plays very badly. It seems that he doesn't even know how to play the game.
I thought you said you knew how to play.
This. When you move.
You had to watch the priestesses.
I am exceedingly disappointed, and I'm sorry, but I was hoping that you were really ready to play a very strong game, and I'm slightly saddened by this. Would you
Well,
like
I'm sorry that you are not enjoying yourself.
would you like me to teach you how to play?
I am aware on how to play.
But
Something you are.
okay. Well,
And
thank you for your time.
kind of he will literally hand over a check for 1,000 gold to the gnomish bank in this building.
Inside him.
Sure. And we'll start heading
Murphy's
off.
just sitting on the side of the table like this the entire game.
You know that he was casting some sort of spell to try and work out if you're cheating. He doesn't seem to have an answer one way or another, but is still suspicious. He does go over to sort of the front desk area where often there are people working here talking, and he does go talk to some other people, but it's not like he's accusing you of anything yet. These people actually seem to be fairly above board, and they're not willing to accuse you of cheating unless they actually know if you're cheating. So you've
That's
got
good.
away with it for now, but
I
he
would
is
like
suspicious.
to continue to do $100 bets or 100 gold bets, like 2 100 gold bets.
But like
Just,
legit.
legit 100
yeah.
gold.
Okay.
Like we made our winnings. This is now like I'm actually purposefully going to throw one game as well. Which I assume will be a deception check again, potentially.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's much better.
Oh no, I lost. No.
Well, it's
Yeah, you actually do convincingly lose a game to someone. At the small tables, only playing 100
You need to watch your priestess.
I know. I feel like I lost my mojo after beating the man who didn't know how to play very much.
His
Really
loser energy rubbed off on you.
I feel like I need another game. I need another game to make sure that I'm doing better. That's what I need. And I'm going to play, and this time play legit and see what happens.
Ooh.
Yeah, you win the one you're playing legit.
It's much better. Well, that puts us exactly back where we were.
Trophy.
That's the
Yeah.
idea. for the
And
game.
hopefully threw off some suspicion.
All right.
We are at 1,000.
Plus the 1,000 in the check form, which
No, sorry, that's including the Wait, no.
No, we have a 1,000 check.
Yep,
we have
so
a
it'd be
1,000 gold
500.
check that I need to go cash.
It's 559 gold plus 1,000 that we have.
Okay.
Did we figure out where
I'm gonna give
the
you back the 1,000 that you gave me to play, just so that you know where it is. It's not on me.
I'm mental blanking. Did we ever figure out where the
Has
key
it enclave?
Yes, that.
No,
Or have we not got around to that yet?
we don't.
No.
There was supposed to be someone coming to the casino, and Hal was going to let me know if they showed up.
Right. Also, we need to check on the body in the morgue.
Yes, that's my next move after we cash this check. First things first.
Morning
Gotta keep
gambling
in
session.
Morning gambling session. Go get the money. I'm actually going to go up to that garden and just say, I'm terribly sorry to bother you.
The
Where
one
s-
that you just played the game with.
Yeah. Where specifically is the bank?
Oh, well, and it gives you quite specific directions. It's not in the casino, it's a little bit around, it's down some stairs, and you go down there, and...
I'm going to actually shake his hand first and say, by the way, my name is Rakath. What's your name?
My name is Nit.
Nit. It's very nice to meet you, Nit. And thank you again for the game. I hope you have a lovely day. And then I'm going to leave.
Okay.
I don't make
You-
friends. He
trying
may
to
hate
make
me
friends.
forever. Hopefully.
You head down to the bank. Very protected area. It's literally just like a stone teller face, you know, where there's someone sitting there, safes and things, and safety deposit boxes in the back. You hand over the check, they hand over 1,000 gold, and just make friendly little chit chat. She's rather polite, but there's also some gnomish, like actual guards, not like people who are kind of disguised as attendants. They're straight up wearing armor and weapons and things.
It's a bank.
It's a bank. Yeah.
It's reasonable.
You don't want to pretend in here. You want to know, but you can't.
Well, no, it's protected. If you're doing business in a bank, you want to know that there are guards.
Exactly.
I understand.
And there definitely are people sort of in some chairs nearby, especially on the. Because you kind of go down some steps and across a little walkway to most of it. And that area is where there's a lot of people kind of making business conversation, because you can. And they will even ask you, do you want this money sent to Narashiro or here and stuff like that. But I assume you just want the gold.
Here for now, yeah. We'll take it for now. But if we need to have it sent to Narashiro, we'll come back and
we have business with all the banks in the Underdark, so...
Wonderful. That's excellent news. May I ask, you've been so helpful. What's your name?
I'm sorry, Oli.
Her name's Wen.
Wen.
Spelled like W-E-N type
Yes.
idea?
Yeah.
It may be acquiring information. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried why you want the banker's name. But that's
I want
fine.
everybody's name.
I know. The banker, though, in particular, makes me suspicious.
Information acquisition specialist, sir.
I know.
Thank you very much.
I know.
What's the bank called, by the way?
There doesn't seem to be a name.
gonna call
Above
it
above the bank, there is the word bank written in like 6 languages. Can you give me actually a investigation check?
Yes. Bank of No.
Ooh.
There's actually a guild symbol that you would have seen in Narashiro, not very commonly, that is kind of a guild of bankers for the Underdark, which is funny because there's basically an equivalent in the world above as well, which basically allows banks to work with each other. You know, if they say, oh, we're going to transfer your money to Narashiro, they're not going to send the money, they're going to send a word, and then, you know, basically connecting most of the Underdark. If anyone shows this sigil, I don't know what the sigil looks like, something cool. Probably a set of scales, to be fair. Yeah. So you actually do know it's fairly legit for them to have that symbol displayed quite proudly.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to hand that money immediately to Yuna.
I will take that and add it to our fund, which is 2,059 gold.
Mm-hmm.
The people playing at home.
Sick.
Did we have 1,559 before? Or did we have 1,000?
I did the math wrong. We had 1,000. We betted 1,000. We got 1,000 back, I assume.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking we got 500 back, not 1,000. I was just...
Okay, yeah.
My brain broke. For a second.
2,059. All right,
I work in
fair.
finance. It's okay. I know how money works.
It's fantasy money.
Fantasy money. It could appear or disappear at any point.
It's all fantasy.
It's fantasy money where you carry 2,000 gold in like a tiny, tiny pouch on your side.
Yeah. This is a little one. This is an itty bitty pouch.
I mean, I would assume they would give some of that in platinum, like. or not
Platinum is
even.
much rarer used in Jarviskjir. Some of
Really?
it, if you wanted to.
Gems.
Yeah,
other thing.
gems are another thing. If like you could have asked for gemstones instead and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
equivalent value, especially here. But no, you just have a sack of gold and probably some plat. You probably keep some of it on the beetle, to be fair, like the heavy stuff and things like that. But
I mean, I can carry around a lot of it if need
it's a
be.
thing I like to gloss over, but occasionally realize the absurdity of.
I need to go dissect something.
Okay.
Alright, sounds good. I guess we'll just hang around. Until then. Maybe we can get assassinated again and we can find the people who are trying to do it.
I would rather you don't get assassinated.
Attempted.
I was actually hoping you might be able to help me, Yuna. I want to see when a soul really leaves the body, and I'm hoping you might be able to help me with that.
Sure, I can tell you that it kind of varies sometimes.
Well, that's what I
stick around
mean.
for a little bit.
I'm wondering if it's related to their injuries or if it's related to how they are killed.
Sure. You guys want to stay around here and get poison drinks?
More than anything.
Or alternatively, you could speak with Hao and see if the representative from the Azad Enclave has shown up. I think he liked you, Voss.
We can speak to him.
I think you'd be the best of friends.
I don't have any friends. Except you. And you, of course, like, you know, and except you. Not really you. I'm looking at Rofi.
Rakat pats you on the shoulder.
Making friends all the time. And don't forget about Kato. And gonna walk away.
I'll give Voss and Rofi a hug and then walk off or skip off with a.
I'll look to Rofi and be like, well,
Name is.
what do you know about statecraft?
Sorry.
Just shrugs again.
Well, let's deal with the one that hopefully has less shenanigans. Team Nerd. Well, that's not really appropriate because Rofi is also a nerd.
Mm-hmm. Team Dead Bodies nerds. Team Necromancy.
Team Morbid Curiosity.
Team morbidity.
You go back to the morgue and there is someone working there. There's you get a fairly imposing aura is coming off this small gnomish woman. Their hair tied back, sharp glasses, leathery sort of coat that has some blood splatters on it. She's kind of doing the whole glove thing, pouches of tools, very similar to Torturer's tools. And she will straight up walk and look up and point at Raka like, "Are you the one who left the body in my morgue?"
Yes! I love your outfit!
She is caught completely off guard by that. Her eyes blinking a few times. It's like, yes.
My
Explain!
name is Raka. And this man tried to kill us last night. I was told to leave him here so that we could come in and do a further investigation in the morning with your help.
I was told that it was linked to an attempted assassination, yes?
Yes.
Fine. What is it that you're intending to learn from such a individual?
Well, one thing that I've noticed is over the many bodies that I've inspected is that you can learn a lot about a person's life by the way that their calluses are on their feet, by their hands, by what they've done.
What they've eaten recently.
Exactly.
I want to look at his soul. Or lack thereof.
We are
Excuse
a
me,
full
I
company.
deal in science in this building.
Yes, we do as well. And
I do magic. I capture people's souls in little tiny containers.
Hey, ooh, Yuna, do you have the really fancy looking one on you?
Which one's that one?
Any of them that glow?
What about the illicit one?
The illicit one is a good one. That is a good one.
It glows a different color.
Yeah. She'll put those glasses up on her forehead, take out another pair of glasses that kind of snap open, put them on, and examine it, and say, well, there could be any number of reasons why there's such a phosphorescent luminescence coming from that crystal.
But you
Yes.
can see images inside of it if you look really closely.
Yeah, I'm looking rather close.
Hey, what I will say is when you see it happen, that will change your perspective on whether or not it actually can be done.
Yes, if I saw unicorns prancing around the field, then I would believe in unicorns. If I saw the sun, I would believe in the sun, but these are just
I
rumors
look
and
at
stories.
Rakath like crestfallen. Unicorns not exist.
No. Rakav is like kind of confused because first of all he doesn't know, and secondly he's also a little bit crestfallen, but he doesn't want Yuna to be heartbroken because he feels like his worldview is also just
Can
shattered.
you give me a deception check, please?
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, you keep yourself together.
As far as I know, unicorns could exist. I don't know. I actually don't remember anything before I got to Narashiro, so who knows, maybe I met one. We'll see, eventually.
At this point, she has gone over to this body and kind of like wheeled it back out and is kind of laying out tools and very similar sort of bag.
I'm assuming there are a couple of like trays around that she will have that wheel
It's a
around.
morgue.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
Got
out another
trays
one of the
and
wheeling
buckets
trays
and
roll out my set of tools as well, kind of like purposefully displaying them so she can see.
Yes. Well, would you care to help with this?
it is my morgue. I'll be helping wherever you wish me to or not.
I would love you to. By the way, I love your tools.
As you see, some of these are obsidian tipped, the finest cutting you could have on such surgical tools.
I am extremely jealous. Yuna, when we get back to Narashiro, can I buy some obsidian tip tools?
Of course you can.
Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. This one, for me, is my favorite. It's my favorite scalpel. And the reason for that is because I got it from the inside of someone who ate it by mistake.
Somebody ate a scalpel.
It luckily still had the cover, the cork cover on the blade. Otherwise, they would have eviscerated themselves on the way through.
It answers quite a lot of questions.
Yes, but I've got this one out of the man's stomach by creating 2 separate incisions and actually turning the blade horizontally through the stomach and removing it. The cork, however, remained inside. But it was a very fun surgery.
Feel free to give me a medicine check with advantage. And what are you specifically looking for? Or do you just kind of want anything I can give you?
Basically, I'm looking for the guy's history. Essentially, like, what I'm trying to discern is where he's from specifically, what kind of work he does, whether or not he also has a cover as opposed to just being an assassin. Calloused hands would usually be something that I would look for with that.
Yeah.
And, the usual information. I'm trying to get history and background about this guy to try and figure out who he was, not just what he was doing, right? So with advantage...
Yep, you have an assistant.
Is 24.
That's really good. You do a little bit of everything. Elves don't really callous in the same way as other creatures do, but the scratches around them on the hands definitely, and feet actually, show that they most likely were some side of a career assassin. Most likely from Narashiro, due to all the climbing this person seems to have done. They have links to faith. You actually see signs of healed over flagellation, which is semi-commonly done in the Church of Ivrith. One thing that is really your smoking gun is when the mortician suggests looking inside their stomach, the smell you recognize being a particular type of tea that was consumed quite recently, that is served in the cafe right next to your house, the one that you guys very often stay at with the violinist outside, which leads you to believe that he probably followed you from your house, essentially. I don't think you really get much else other than that.
Okay. Throughout this process, I guess I also am hoping that Yuna's going to be investigating for soul decay. Essentially determining when the soul leaves the body is the hope, but I don't know what.
Absolutely. The issue is, I don't want to take any more drugs. I don't have detect magic as a spell because I didn't get it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to cast Essence Trap on the corpse.
Okay. Nothing happens. The spell doesn't even, like, connect, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a corpse. No soul lingering.
It is nothing but meat.
Meat and tea, by the smells of it.
Ah, that's what that is. Elven
Yes.
tea.
Yes. Familiar brew. Hey. Bergamot. Mint. And a hint of lemon and ginger. Interesting combination, but familiar. Don't you think, Yuna?
Yeah.
Like I do, like, you're not sniffing your face, like, putting your face next to this open stomach,
Racketh.
open
Totally.
body. Yeah, exactly, but Rakav's like a sim who's cooking. I told you can get quite a lot of information off someone's last few meals.
Yes, indeed.
It also
thank
means
you.
most likely that they were quite talented if they were in Narashiro and buying such fancy tea.
Yes, that's a good point.
But
Well-
clearly not talented enough to not be murdered.
Yes. Well, I mean, murder's such a strong word. Really, they tried to kill somebody and they were killed in response. I think that's really qualifying of self-defense. If we were to be speaking about the legal implications of an action.
We're in paradise. That doesn't enter my morgue.
Right, fair enough. What does enter your morgue?
A lot of people who have drunken themselves to death. Or eaten
Ah,
themselves to death.
Probably quite a few overdoses these days, too, I would expect.
No, I assume you're talking about the glowing crystal. Not so much, but occasionally. Usually those they don't die from what they're taking.
Well, that's good news.
We're quite careful not to have too many people die here. That's bad business.
Yes. Yes. I mean, my concern is more that when they do die from that, they often do explode. Unfortunately, I've seen that firsthand. It was very unpleasant. Lots of
Jeez.
viscera.
She gets out a little notebook and will actually write that down in Gnomish.
Yes. Yes. And I will say, about a 10-foot radius is bad news to be in for that. You must be quite agile to avoid getting hit by the bone in the
I'm
viscera.
not as agile as I used to be.
Nor am
I think
I.
I'll not be killing anyone who's addicted. Usually,
Right.
if someone is overdosing, we get a priest to cast a purification spell on them before it gets too dangerous.
That is very smart. That's very good.
Well, it is the business we keep.
Yes. I mostly have to keep friends with a corpse cart. Driver. The driver of the corpse cart, not the cart itself, just for clarification's sake. He just calls himself the corpse cart, which I find very fascinating.
And sometimes when someone's done a job for so long, they often become
I
really
understand.
what the job is.
I mean, luckily my job is also what I am, and that is torture. So, anyways, thank you very much for your time and your day, and I appreciate your help. And the suggestion for the stomach, I have to say, from my standpoint, I've never had to really investigate a dead body that I didn't already know how it got there. And this one, I
You
mean,
would be surprised what you find hidden in places. I've taken a fair share of fancy rings out of stomachs.
really?
Oh,
Is she wearing any fancy rings, by the way?
A couple.
Okay.
She clearly makes quite a bit of money working here.
Yes.
And now, I hate to ask. I hate to ask because it's not my place. I'm a man of medicine, as you know. I mean, I'm very familiar with the trade, and I do enjoy it quite a lot. Now, what does it take to get a job as a mortician? I think that would be very fascinating. Yuna, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just curious.
Oh, you're not allowed to leave me. It's fine.
I know.
Well, I was the Enclave surgeon for a while, and I had a little bit better luck working with corpses than I did fixing legs and such
yes,
things.
fixing.
We don't have a grand requirement for surgeons because we have quite a high number of magicians.
Yes. Yes. I hear that a lot. That's why I
Yes.
get paid to tear people down rather than build them up.
You know, tearing people open can be very important sometimes.
It can.
It's always very important, Rakath. Don't sell yourself short.
I like what I do. I love my job, don't worry. But I just also like being a surgeon. It's fun.
Are we done with this individual, this gentleman? Do you want me to put him on ice, or shall we be disposing of him?
I am actually going to just kind of study his face a little bit more and just make sure that I can... You know what? Actually, I got Rofi to draw him out and draw his tattoo out last time, I believe.
You definitely drew his tattoo. I think it's reasonable to have him draw the face as well.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm happy.
We can dispose of him at this point. I feel like he has seen enough in his life. at
She
this
like
point.
kicks the prop off the table and wheels it over to a chute and just tips and you have no idea where it goes, but it's
Well, that's
gone.
very efficient. Ando would be very upset. His job would not have any meaning.
You couldn't have a body shoot in a city as big as Narashiro. This goes right to the hunting grounds.
Oh,
Well, yes, a lot of monsters like eating dead bodies, and it attracts them near the hunting grounds so that we can have people spend quite good coin to hunt quite large creatures.
yes. Well.
Want not,
honestly.
waste not.
Yes. All right. Well, his belongings. I'm just going to take the remainder of those, and it brings
I
us.
would have no purpose for anything so
Excellent.
roguish.
Yes. No. Who's a rogue these days, anyways? It's ridiculous.
Anyways, I'm going to bundle his stuff up, like his armor and everything, and bring it back with me to the room.
Okay.
I'm
Don't
just
worry.
gonna thank her for her time.
Yeah. Oh, I will actually ask for her name as well. Not suspiciously
Her
at all.
name is... This is less suspicious. Her name is Miss Ocelot.
I love her.
Yeah. It's one of those things where if you kind of lean in for the first name, it's like inappropriate.
My name is Raka, and it has been an absolute pleasure.
My name is Yuna, and actually I'll write down like our contact information as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna let her know. I'm a bit of a necromancer, and I'm working on magic that will let you speak with the dead after they pass. If that's magic you're interested in, perhaps I can pass that along to you.
That would be interested. I know we would definitely have some clerics who would be interested in learning such magic.
So I'll pass along my information.
Yeah.
And say I'll be in contact.
And
I'm going to give one of my business cards as well.
And
Everyone
please,
needs business cards.
if you're ever in Narashiro, please don't hesitate to come say hello. I would love to show you my workshop. I may have some obsidian-tipped tools when you come.
All right. Let's go over to team.
Father and son.
Team, you're not my real dad.
Oh yes, it was team. Don't talk to my son ever again. I
Don't talk
remember.
to me, you're my son.
That's right.
Yes. What are you guys doing?
We're gonna go try and find Hal, I think.
Uh-huh. You ask
Yeah.
around, and the conclusion is he's not on shift right now.
Does anyone know when he's gonna be on shift?
He usually starts around lunchtime and works kind of into the next cycle a little bit. He's kind of in betweeny. So you can wait around a bit or do something else with your time until he's about.
Does he have like an office or somewhere he usually goes at the beginning of his shift?
There's a temple to the order he's part of. That's kind
Okay.
of one of the towers. I say towers, it's not as towery as many of the other things around here. But a tall building up at the top there, kind of in a
I think
dome.
we just go there and wait for him.
I
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Like, the boss is literally just gonna walk over to the steps of this temple, take a seat, like arms resting.
Not
on
even
his
gonna
sword.
go inside, just wait
No, and
outside
just
on the
Wait
steps.
for him to show up.
Well, then depending on how long it takes, I might work on some prep points while we wait.
You definitely wait for 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
You're just sitting there tinkering on the steps of the
Yeah,
temple.
he literally like, pops off the backpack, unfolds it, and starts tinkering away.
Interestingly, when you're sitting in front of the temple here to Poltita, you don't hear hymns and bells and things like that. You hear giggling and laughter and music and things like that.
Rompous sounds of sexual activity.
Not so much, because you did do some research. This
Sorry,
is
just a
not.
little.
This is not a sex religion. It's a
It's a pleasure religion.
It's a pleasure religion. Yes.
It's a hedonist cult.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
if the music ever gets too loud, Rofi looks up angrily, just moves a couple meters over.
Yeah. It's not so bad, but it's not quiet. You do have quite a nice view from the steps of the whole of Paradise. You can kind of see people, and it's around 4 stories up, so you can see people quite clearly as they're coming and going and things like that. You can see the stables with all the beetles and things. After 2 hours, Hal will be walking up the steps. He's kind of like washing his hands with like a bar of soap, and he's a little bit surprised to see you so much that his ears kind of perk up. It's like, Mr. Noor.
As I see him, I'll just be like, yes. How? I've been looking for you. I've been waiting here for quite some time.
I suppose next time I should give you directions to my chambers.
Yes, that would be most appreciated.
Indeed.
Well, we can deal with that later. I'm sure there must be some pressing business if you wanted me so much.
Indeed. I was simply wondering if our friends have arrived, or if you've heard any word of them.
I have not had my morning meetings, nor my morning prayers, but I can... You can come with me! The prayers can wait for later. It's terribly rude to suggest that you would be interested in such a thing. And he will just kind of turn and start walking down the steps.
Yeah, I'll get up and follow him. Just be like, Rofi.
On.
Yeah.
I imagine, honestly, Rofi would have probably not noticed him until you're like, Rofi is like,
Yes!
oh,
Yeah, very
Yeah.
realistically.
back on.
He'll go down to the casino to that front desk area, and on the way he kind of like talks to the people outside, just a little, has anything been going on, goes in there and does ask if the representative as it has appeared in the enclave yet, and they do get the answer that they have. He will wheel around with quite an excited smile that gets much more smaller and, polite in a few moments and says, I believe the representative from Azit has entered with a shipment on the way to Narashiro, so I'm sure this will be brilliant for your business. If you would follow me, I can introduce you to them.
That would honestly be excellent. However, I do wish to gather my companions, for Yuna really is the one who I feel should do the speaking to them.
Absolutely.
He says, as we all know, it's Raka.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, you guys can squad back up after a little breaky brew. Exactly. We'll be back in a sec. Wah, wah.